I want to pull up this tweet. We were just talking about how Elon said, my pronouns are prosecute/Fauci. And in a lot of ways, Elon's filling that void that Trump filled. I got to wonder, did Elon look at what made Twitter big, saw that it was Trump, and then said, if I'm going to fix this platform, we need a new Trump-like figure? So Twitter was actually dying. Then Donald Trump starts running for president, starts tweeting up a storm, and all of a sudden Twitter just takes off. Then when Trump is out, Twitter starts going down. Elon comes in, and now he's doing very similar things, tweeting things that rile people up, posting memes, responding to people. He has very much filled that void on Twitter of what Trump was. So we have this interaction that went viral over the weekend. Elon Musk said, my pronouns are prosecute/Fauci. And Scott Kelly, the astronaut, says, Elon, please don't mock and promote hate towards already marginalized and at risk of violence members of the LGBTQ plus community. They are real people with real feelings. Furthermore, Dr. Fauci is a dedicated public servant whose sole motivation was saving lives. And Elon said, I strongly disagree. Forcing your pronouns upon others when they didn't ask and implicitly ostracizing those who don't is neither good nor kind to anyone. As for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded gain-of-function research that killed millions of people. Not awesome, in my opinion.
Concise.
Well, holy smokes. He got the joke in there and the pushback of the narrative.
Yeah.
And so Fauci was working with what, Eco Health Alliance and what's that guy's name? Peter Daszak. And they were sending money. Was it what Fauci's company? Fauci's
government.
It was like National Institute of Health.
Donald Trump approved gain-of-function work, and as soon as he did, Dr. Fauci in his office authorized it with Eco Health Alliance and Peter Daszak, who's alleged to be working with the CIA to do it in Wuhan, China, specifically at the level 3 laboratory of virology there, where they worked on activated, weaponized coronavirus.
That's all confirmed?
Yes.
Okay, so then when he went under Congress to testify, Anthony Fauci, he testified and said, we didn't do gain-of-function research.
He lied.
He lied.
He lied.
Yeah. But he was redefining the word. He was trying to use semantics.
Hold on. He outright lied. Like, it wasn't even that. He just straight up lied. And then Rand Paul actually pulled up the study where he's like, it literally says here gain of function. It's one thing if the study said, we're doing research with viruses to do X, Y, and Z. It's another thing when the study literally says gain of function research. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Fauci's like, no.
Yeah, Barack Obama specifically banned it, and Dr. Fauci couldn't do it, and the government couldn't do it under Barack Obama because Barack Obama said there's too many inherent risks towards making a virus as lethal as possible.
But the point I wanted to get to with this is how Elon Musk has become a more articulate Trump on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not American, so there's no fear of him running for president. So I don't think the deep state's too concerned with him.
He is an American, but he can't be the president.
Because he's not a naturalized citizen.
He's a citizen, but he wasn't born here.
He wasn't born in the United States, so he's not available to run for president. So I think that the establishment may not be nearly as concerned about Elon as they are about Donald Trump.
I don't know. He started releasing their communications.
Yeah.
And Elon did more when it comes to the battle of free speech than any Republican in the recent decade ever did anything for free speech.
What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm at a crossroads kind of where I'm like, what do we do? Do we side with the liberal economic order, or do we side with the BRICS, the Chinese economic order?
Neither.
Or is there a third option? There's another option.
How about
like just a decentralized world?
Yeah, you don't have to side with a superpower all the time, Ian. You don't have to side with an overlord. You don't need an overlord, Ian. You don't need a government. You don't need people telling you what to do. You could focus on yourself, and you could decentralize.
Anarchism's all right. Like I'm real romantic. I'm really romantic for anarchism. Like I'm not the guy that's like I think that anarchism is the right solution for every.
But we should be striving towards it.
But it is a good goal to have.
Exactly.
Voluntary interactions in all human interactions is a good goal to have.
Exactly. And we should always strive for that.
The United States is, people say the United States is gonna, no, the United States are doing things because it's a bunch of states. It's not an entity. It's a bunch of states that have opted to work together.
The federal government is an entity that is independent and separate from the states. So to say the United States is no longer accurate because you're talking about what the United States federal government, one entity, is doing.
I see the logic. This is why Luke likes Ian, because Ian gives him a layup.
That's why I'm here, baby. I'm playing support.
Yeah.
Regeneration, healing. That's what I'm doing.
Ian's like, but which
overlord should I pick?
And then Luke does the more you know. Actually,
big question.
Choose
I've been so concerned about the liberal economic order since Zeitgeist, since 2005 and 6. And I'm like, oh, the buildings came down in a near free fall. What the hell? So they were like almost my enemy in my mind. I'm like, how do we? But now I'm seeing the Chinese. There's more than one economic order.
Well, so you want to get a little weird. Think about this. And this is something that I've been thinking about that I think Elon Musk is doing. He's looking at Twitter, Starlink, SpaceX. It's all one thing for him. As much as they are different businesses, essentially, he is laying the groundwork with those companies to make interplanetary life possible. And they all have a certain synergy together. If you can get big, heavy stuff off of the planet and get to Mars, and you can colonize Mars, and then you could put Starlink. You would want to put Starlink around that planet as well, because you would want to be able to communicate. All of this stuff works together. If you're thinking, how do we make human beings interplanetary or multiplanetary? Because obviously the first start is Mars, and then from there on.
I think Twitter and Starlink are rudiment. I'll stop. People are saying that Twitter would be a really great way to communicate if you're interplanetary, because there's short burst messages. You can say a thing, and then after a few minutes it lands. Everybody sees it. It lasts forever. So it's effective for interplanetary communication. I disagree. I think quantum entanglement is how we're going to do interplanetary communication.
Or sympathetic vibration using crystalline communication. Like you vibrate one crystal in Earth's atmosphere, and then the crystal in Mars's atmosphere starts to vibrate too. It's different than entanglement, but similar.
None of those things have the technology now. Elon's taking existing technology and pushing it as far as it can go, seeing how much we have, and really it's really testing where is the line that the things that we have can perform a task, and what needs to be innovated to perform tasks that need to be done to allow for interstellar travel.
I like Elon because he's like, take what we have and start. He's at least using rockets to get us up there. It's not cost efficient. We need an elevator. We need space elevators. And this graphene material looks like it'll be the tether that we'll use.
I knew graphene was coming.
Yeah, super strong tether material. You can send stuff up into orbit all day. You'll have like 60 different elevators going up and down all day at this one base station in Mexico or something.
Everyone drink. He said it. Also, I found it very interesting to see him tweet after this, Elon Musk specifically saying, quote, "The branch COVIDians are upset," specifically talking about the COVID cult of people who wanted lockdowns, who wanted restrictions, who wanted to mask everyone, who wanted a procedure to be forced onto everyone. They're still pushing for it. And those people represent a lot of big interests, especially when it comes to big pharma, especially when it comes to the corporate media and the government working for big pharma. That is essentially their marketing arm right now. So seeing him push back against this, he also had a meeting with the Stanford professor that was censored for trying to stop the lockdowns. He also is talking about starting a new science board on Twitter that's going to be able to judge information and actually call it out for being either honest or dishonest. So he's pushing back against a lot of powerful people. And when you truly do look at what he's been doing, especially with the people that he has freed, especially with the people that he has allowed to still have a voice on a platform that is relevant more than ever, this is a progression towards free speech. And I think it's the right road to be on. And if he's unraveling all of this on Twitter, just imagine what's happening at Alphabet, what's happening at TikTok, what's happening on Reddit, what's happening on Facebook, on Instagram. You can only imagine, as of course these organizations all work in unison when it comes to stifling dissent, banning people, and censoring ideas that they don't like, which they work in tandem with.
Elon just tweeted follow and a rabbit emoji.
Yeah, follow the
down the rabbit hole.
Is it a white rabbit?
Follow the white rabbit. He's been talking. Ian Miles Chong says all the way down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's got coming next.
You know what you're saying?
He's also. I gotta say one thing in regards to this. The Twitter files have shown, in order to censor someone with more than 10,000 followers, and people who are high profile needed special teams to intervene. This means that the word groomer, the banning of James Lindsay, were direct manual intervention. This means that they have conversations about James Lindsay and why they banned him. And when they suspended my account for having said groomer about an adult man who was showing sexual images to children. They locked my account, and I have 1.4 million followers. That means I'd be willing to bet it was Yoel Roth himself saying, okay, apply a ban on his channel until he deletes it. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.